Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and today we're going to talk about 10 diamond paintings I just want to throw away. I just want to get rid of them. And what's happening is that I'm trying to go through my diamond painting collection and pare it down. And whenever I try to do this, invariably there are kits like the ones you're going to see today that I just can't bring myself to get rid of. Whether it's throwing them away, de-stashing them, whatever, just getting them out of my diamond painting collection. Some of them have been here for years. And so I'm hoping that maybe by sharing some of these kits with you today that maybe you guys can help me find real reasons to get rid of these, or reasons to keep them, I guess. And if you're someone that struggles with something similar, I guess maybe you could use this as encouragement to make like Elsa and let it go, as my children would say. So I want to say that there's no ill will intended here. This is all in good fun. And if there's any shops here mentioned that are still open, I'm not targeting these shops. This is all just subjective. This is like mostly me issue type stuff. Some of it's not. But I think most of the kits that's the case, those shops have since closed, which is kind of like, well, I guess it spoke for itself, for better or for worse. So like I said, I have 10 kits that we're going to take a look at. Most of them have not been started, but there's actually a kit or two in here that I have started and I've talked about on my channel before. And then just for good measure, I threw in a couple of kits that I've completed that I almost just want to throw away even though they're finished. And the reasons that I want to get rid of these kits, there's really a variety of them, and everything from quality issues to weird personal attachments. And so let's dive into it. So first up, this is like the top one. This is the one that every time I like get to this one in my collection, I go, just throw this stupid kit away. Now let me explain. You're gonna look at this and you're gonna be like, I can't see anything. I can't see anything. The name of this kit is Floral Fairy. It is by a shop that has since closed down called Royal Diamond Painting. And let me see if I can peel this back to show you. And if you were around when I unboxed this kit on my channel, I mean, I was not able to like disguise anything about my feelings on this one. Because when it arrived to me, it arrived folded. Like literally, this and the other canvas I ordered from the shop, it was my first time ordering from them. They arrived folded. And that wouldn't be good if the kit were made of poured glue. It's even worse when it's got double-sided adhesive like this one does. This is tearing and I just don't even care. That's the image. You can kind of see a little bit of the image there, right? I don't remember the artist. I'm really sorry. But this kit, what's interesting is that it's been sitting under a bunch of like heavy things under my bed for a couple of years now. And the creases that were in it from how it was shipped, it wasn't folded. It was, it wasn't folded. It was wrapped around the diamonds, which also causes problems. But I'm looking at this and going, yeah, you could still see some of the little issues there. But for the most part, it's sitting flat under things for a few years. Seems to have helped a little bit. Now, why do I want to just get rid of this? I want to get rid of this because I hate working with double-sided adhesive is really the main thing. I don't know what my pets are doing over there. Whenever I start recording, they're like, oh, it's time for us to be the peanut gallery. So I don't think I'm ever going to work on these because I feel like I remember like looking at the drills. I don't think the drills look like good quality. I am also just at a point where I don't like working with double-sided adhesive. 90+% of companies now, like for almost all of them with licensed artwork, are using poured glue. If it has double-sided adhesive, it's going to have like an opaque cover like this typically, as opposed to poured glue, which is going to be the other ones we look at today for the most part. It's going to have a clear plastic cover. I'll be right back. Anyway, void kitty problems. So I don't like working on double-sided adhesive. It's a fussy material, and it tends to get rivers and bubbles in it, so it won't lay flat. You can't really roll it unless there's like drills covering the whole thing. It's not my idea of a good time. And I just honestly have a sour taste in my mouth because I remember sending some feedback to this company and I never heard back, and that was disappointing, and they shut down not that long afterwards. So why haven't I gotten rid of this canvas or the second one that I got in this order? I have this idea in my head that someday they're going to be a project canvas, and not like a project as in I'm going to work on it just normally. A project is in I kind of want to someday test out what it's like to. I know there's other creators that have done this, so it's not like it's a unique idea, but I've never tried it. It's like I want to experiment with like you can use like a knife. There's other things you can do to actually. Oh yeah, I'm just using my fingernails. This is basically just a layer of double-sided tape, you guys. Look at that. It's literally it's just peeling right off. Huh. I could just do it like that. I don't know if this is really going to show up. But like, look, it's literally just a layer of double-sided tape that I could just literally just peel back. So I have in my head that I'm going to experiment with like actually, oh, there you can see it there, peeling this all the way off. And yeah, and it's just clean printing on the canvas there. And like replacing it with a layer of poured glue. Different companies sell poured glue. And I thought, well, maybe someday it'll be fun to do as like a project canvas like that. I think one of these is square drills and one of them is round. And the squares, I think, were the cheap acrylic ones. So I would also need to replace the drills for the square drill canvas. So I don't know. I just am not that excited about tackling that kind of project. But I just can't bring myself to get rid of these. And there is a factor with this company, along with some others that you're going to hear about today, that I almost can't get rid of them because the company closed down. And I have a little bit of this like nostalgic historian, like archivist, like mentality of it's a little piece of diamond painting history. Like you couldn't get anything from this shop again. And it would be one of those things. It's like, well, I have so many different shops represented in my diamond painting collection, whether it's finished or not, that it feels like this is like a little piece of diamond painting history. So I don't know. I should just get rid of these, but I haven't. So this is one of two. This one's called Floral Fairy. It's from Royal Diamond Painting. I don't know if that artist went on to license anywhere else. The other image that I got from them was, I'm pretty sure, a stock photo that I have seen at some other shops too. So, okay, that's number one. Number two, I did not pull this one out because logistically it's really big. And this is I think this is the one of these kits that is actually an in-progress kit, but it's on indefinite hiatus. And this is Dragon Race Into the Night. I'll go ahead and put up a picture here. Oh, which side's gonna pop up on? A picture here of this one. And I did a whole video dedicated to this, why I tabled this indefinitely. Now, what this was my first real attempt at like a big cross-stitch conversion project. And cross-stitch conversion is where you're taking a cross-stitch chart and turning it into a diamond painting on a blank canvas. I've done some how-tos on these in the past too. I'll link that playlist below. But I was really excited because I love this artist's work and there's not much of it available in diamond painting form. And I thought this artwork was absolutely beautiful. And I thought, I want to do this as a diamond painting. There's no specialty stitches or back stitches in it. And it's a beautiful full coverage piece. But it was such a big piece that it was translating into, I broke it into 4 panels, like 4 quadrants. And each of those quadrants is like 70 by 90 centimeters. It's really big. And at the time, this was years ago, I got these materials from the shop that like everyone was recommending for this at the time. I think it was called Cooper Diamond Art or Cooper Diamonds. They have since shut down. And the canvases are all double-sided adhesive, like this one was. So imagine this, but just like 70 by 90 times 4. And it was really poor quality acrylic squares. You're going to notice a theme with some of the things I talk about in some of these canvases is like the materials. If it's double-sided adhesive, if it's poor quality squares, I just don't want it. I don't want anything to do with it. So I powered through and did a whole quadrant of this piece. And I love the artwork. I don't necessarily love how it is rendered and charted, but the company that has this licensed as a cross-stitch pattern is Heaven and Earth Designs, and I have completed another chart from them as well. They're very confetti heavy, and it's a very soft, blurry rendering. It worked better for this particular artwork, but the problem wasn't the process of working on the conversion. The problem wasn't even the chart, really. The problem was the materials. The double-sided adhesive was giving me so much trouble. It was a huge headache to work with such a big canvas that you can't roll it. I basically had to have this 70 by 90 size canvas taking up most of my kitchen table whenever I wanted to work on it. And I was working with really poor quality drills, which really sucks because this was not an inexpensive investment at the time or now. And I powered through. I finished the fourth panel and I had absolutely no motivation to ever return to it, which is really sad, actually. I was really disappointed. It took me a long time to come around to like, okay, I just think I need to put this kit on indefinite hiatus. And that's what I did. I did a whole video on it because I felt like I wanted to talk about what that was like. It was really frustrating and discouraging. And I have not thrown out that canvas, and I still to this day am not totally sure what I'm ever going to do with that project. It feels like unfinished business. It feels like something I want to go back to. My dilemma is kind of twofold. So I know that I don't want to work with those materials. I don't want those canvases, but do I replace those canvases outright? And if so, do I also replace the original canvas and redo that first quadrant all over again? Because there's going to be dye lot differences, even the canvas materials, that's less of a thing. But I'm thinking like the drills, I think you're going to notice a difference in like the sheen and make of acrylic diamonds in the first quadrant versus I would get resin replacements. And there's a tiny part in the back of my head that's like, well, I mean, could I go back and use like all of those diamonds from that kit? I kid you not. That kit has been tabled for years. Is it 3 years now? 4 years now? A long time. Those drills are still kitted up, taking up 2 Elizabeth Ward trays in my garage right now because I just can't bring myself to throw them away. It feels very wasteful. It feels like, well, maybe someday I'll feel like coming back to it and powering through it anyway. I don't know. I kind of am starting to have this feeling of maybe 2026, maybe next year is going to be the year that I figure out what I want to do with that project. I kind of want to try to do that artwork again because I love it so much, but the materials dilemma. So I haven't been able to bring myself to throw that away, even though I think ultimately like that's what would make me the happiest to do. And I don't know. So that's number 2 is Dragon Race Into the Night. Number 3. I have 1 or 2 specific kits in mind, but this could also encompass just the dozen kits that I have from this company, which is DIY Moon Shop. And I grabbed a couple of specific examples of a couple of kits I've put on my D-stash list a couple of times and then taken them off. So there's this one, which is called See You Again. It's by DIY Moon Shop, and the artist is Yushu Wang. And this is an artist that hasn't gone on to license their artwork anywhere else. And that's one of the reasons I hang on to this one is because it's not replaceable. Easily replaceable anyway. And the other reason I've almost gotten rid of this one though is because, confession time, I'm going to get in so much trouble right now. I've never seen Spirited Away. I think the artwork is beautiful, and I thought this was really interesting, even though Yushu Wang's style of drawing people isn't normally my style. This was stretching myself a little bit. I wanted to try something from this artist, and I like the imagery of the dragon and Spirited Away and stuff. So this has almost ended up on my D-stash, or when I say trash, I wouldn't literally throw this away. In this case, I would D-stash this one, but I don't because I couldn't replace it. But I almost do because it's like, I don't have actually that strong of a connection to the original artwork. And because this is there's a couple of different ways you can tell. But DIY Moon Shop, before they closed, they went through a manufacturer change, and it's the ones that have the legend printed on the canvas. Once they switched over to these, the quality really declined, and the rendering, I feel like, got a lot worse. And so I know that this probably isn't going to turn out super well if I were to work on it. So I don't have a ton of motivation to work on that one. The other one that I grabbed is this one, which is called Elysian Vagary. I'm probably mispronouncing that. I love foxes. We have like 9 tails going on here, which are really cool. Who's the artist for this one? Holly Morningstar. I don't know that Holly Morningstar went on to license anywhere else either. So I have a couple of pieces from her in DIY Moon Shop that I can't bring myself to get rid of because I couldn't replace them. That's kind of the theme with a lot of these. Maybe that's like a little bit of hoarder mentality, but I just know when I look at these that the experience of working on them is not necessarily going to be super enjoyable, but I just still am having a hard time bringing myself to let them go. So some of these kits from DIY Moon Shop in particular, I will say that there have been some kits like Margaret Morales now licenses. She was at DIY Moon Shop originally, and now she's at Diamond Art Club. And as Diamond Art Club has released some of her artworks that were at DIY Moon Shop, I've been able to let go of and destash those DIY Moon Shop versions because like I can now work on that artwork in a form that I know that I'm going to enjoy a lot more. But you know what? At the time, there was a lot I did actually genuinely enjoy about the shop. I wasn't dressing it up or lying about it. I know it's kind of a common sentiment that goes around, especially because at one point I was an affiliate for them. No, I really did like a lot about working on their kits, and I was honest about when they made some of these changes. I was hopeful that they were going to listen to like the really extensively detailed feedback I was giving them because that had been their approach up till that point. And I'm really sad to say that they didn't. And I think, again, them closing was not super surprising to a lot of people, but it was, it was not cut and dry. It was messy. And so I guess you could say I have some complicated feelings attached to some of those kits too. So anyway, that was number 3. Now number 4. This one is another like hoarder collector mentality issue. And that is this kit, which is called Spaced Out and was a one-time run of a particular new product type that Diamond Art Club tested out. And so that is, does it say on here? So it's an LED, it's a LED diamond painting kit. But what it is, can I easily get this out? I think I can. Let me show you. So it's this kit that comes on a frame. Like it's wrapped around the frame already. And so when you're diamond painting it, you're diamond painting it on this canvas that's wrapped around the frame, but the problem is that there's not like a firm backing to it. So when you try to go to diamond paint on it, it almost feels like you could punch through the canvas if you push too hard. I don't think you really could, but I think that Diamond Art Club was just like, this isn't totally the quality that we want it to be, and it's not going to be as enjoyable an experience for people as we want it to be. And there were also some issues with the LED lights themselves. Like it's like a battery pack, right? There's a switch that you flip. There are some issues with the LED lights themselves not always working super reliably. So they discontinued this particular product type immediately. And this later came out as just a regular canvas, if I remember correctly. Now, I don't personally have any intention of ever working on this. I'm not necessarily really like a huge Snoopy fan. I think his artwork is really cool and the concept is really cool. I just don't think I'm ever going to work on it. But I can't bring myself to get rid of it because I feel like it's a little piece of diamond painting history. Like it's a unique product and there's something about it. It's like, well, it's fun to have. I'm not saying that's the right mentality to have about this kind of thing, but that's where I'm at with that one. And no, it doesn't need to be thrown away. Like, but some of that throwing away feeling is true about some of these kits, but not that particular one. So, but that's just one that's like, I could get rid of that one. And I can't bring myself to. Every time I get to it on my D-stash, I'm like, let's hold on to it a little bit longer. So that was number 4. Number 5, we're almost halfway there, is I have some diamond paintings that are unlicensed that I bought when I very first started diamond painting in 2020. I bought a couple of kits from Amazon and from some other those really cheap diamond painting websites that you get stuff for just really, really inexpensive. I don't really want to name it because I'm not trying to enable you to go and buy unlicensed kits. There are some other budget-friendly options out there, like Make Market at Michael's. You can get really cheap above board in terms of licensing kits. But I have a handful of kits like this. This is cute, like little bee special draw one. This this style of painting had a moment. Like a lot of people were working on these kinds of things in 2020. And so I probably have 5 or 10 unlicensed, just like cheap little kits like this that are on the really cheap like oilcloth material. I just have like a little mini tote of just packs of diamonds that I don't even know if I'd be able to easily match them up anymore with these, but why don't I get rid of them? I don't know. I don't really know why I don't get rid of them. I think it's like maybe my kids will want to do them someday, or maybe like if I wanted to introduce someone to diamond painting, or if there was some kind of context for like a class, or someone needed like donations, it's like maybe I could make some kind of like good use out of them. I don't know. And I think I also feel weird about destashing them. I don't really know the context of like how I would go about destashing them. Like, I don't, just the practicalities of it, like taking the pictures and figuring out how to price them and stuff. And so I don't know, but I have a handful of kits like this. It's like, well, maybe someday I'll just sort of work my way through working on them, but I don't see myself showing them on my channel because I show licensed artwork here on my channel. There were a couple of videos that I had at the very beginning. Like I did a haul video on like some of these kits that I got from, Amazon or fan sales or whatever. But I've privated those videos because I don't really want that to be something that's promoted on my channel. So anyway, that is number 5, is just some of these like cheap little unlicensed kits that I have in my collection that, and they're not even going to be good quality probably either. So it's like, I just need to let it go. But yeah, that's that. So next up, I have a completed kit. I have 2 completed kits to share with you guys that I'm like, I kind of just want to throw these away. And let's talk about those. So this is number 6. This is Witch Girl from Make Market at Michael's. I did this for Halloween last year. It was my first and most likely last square drill kit I'll work on from Make Market because this was not a fun kit to work on. The colors were really pretty. The rendering was nice for the most part, but these drills were some of the most problematic square drills I've ever worked with. Not only were they like the super gappy, like looked like they had scoops cut out of the sides, acrylic squares, they also had this issue that I have only seen like one other time, very sparingly, like very, very rarely, from another company. And that was that these drills were full of colors that had what looked like, it almost looked like bleach spots on the tops of these diamonds. These little like white fade looking spots. And so I was trying to pick around those, trying to figure out, am I going to have enough to complete this kit if I don't put some of these drills on the canvas? And ended up needing to put some of them down, otherwise I was going to run out. And look, I just don't like having multiple ways that drills are giving me problems. It wasn't just the shape and everything of them. It was also like visually the tops of them looked bad too. So I just have a lot of feelings towards that kit completed, and I'm like, I don't even want to still have it like in my completed collection. And this is just really funny because in general, I love Make Market. I'm a huge proponent of theirs, not affiliated, where I'm like, this is such a great budget friendly option, but it's like, just you guys stick to the round drills unless someday they make some improvements to their squares. And for some of you, you might be like, well, the price point is still so cheap that I'll work around the square drill issues, and that's totally your prerogative. For me, it's a deal breaker. So that kit in particular, I've never had square drills, even like that nightmare of working on Dragon Race Into the Night, the second kit we talked about, still had nothing on this particular kit. It was impressive how many issues there were with those square drills. So, oh yeah, that's going to be number 6. Now, number 7, hear me out on this one, okay? I'm going to say that for a couple of kits coming up, actually. Number 7 is this kit that's called Tangled. It is from Diamond Art Club and I think it was made in like 2017, 2018. It is an old kit. I'm not going to be able to get this to come in focus super well, so I'm going to put a picture on the screen for you here. This artwork, I've even seen it completed, and this is very much like, you guys know I love my Diamond Art Club kits. They put out amazing quality renderings and everything, and I just, having seen this completed and knowing what the color palette looks like and what the finished effect of it is going to be, like, I don't know if I'm ever going to work on this kit, but I have a weakness that is probably really silly, but I have a weakness for, as you've already seen, for like little pieces of diamond painting history. And there's something about these very like vintagey Diamond Art Club kits, like from when they were very first starting out that is fascinating to me. I love the like how far they've come. I think I did a yeah, I did. How many times am I gonna say? I did a video on that. I did a video on like DAC then and now at the beginning of 2025 this year, where I did some of those comparisons. But this kit came out even a couple of years before the kit that I shared in that video. And truly, they have come so far. And I don't know, these have this one has square drills. I don't know what the quality on that is going to be like. I've worked on some other kits from roughly around that time. And so I'm guessing the square drills are not going to be amazing, but not as bad as some of the others that I've talked about today. But I just know it's like that's going to be a bunch of dark colors and you're not going to get a lot of detail because it's only 38 by 54 centimeters. But I can't bring myself to let go of it, even though it's like if they released an image with this render today, which they never would, they would do so much more justice by it. But like I would never buy it and I would never recommend it. But this was like of its time, 2017, 2018, whenever it was that it came out. So there is that one. That's number 7. Number 8 is, funnily enough, going to be a really similar situation to that spaced out LED Diamond Art Club kit, because this is another one. This one's from Craft Buddy UK. And is this Thomas Kincaid? This might be Thomas Kincaid. It's called Christmas Evening. It is. It's by Thomas Kincaid Studios right there. Licensed Thomas Kincaid artwork from Craft Buddy UK. And this one you can see like it also has glow and things like built into it. Now, I bought this one impulsively years ago when I was ordering from them, probably to get to like a free shipping threshold or something. But I never see myself working on this one because I think just the process of working on this kind of kit where you're kind of like it's raised and stuff like that, already on a wooden frame, I think it's gonna be really cool for display purposes, but like yeah, I'm never gonna work on it. It's a landscape. You guys know about me and landscape. So even though there have been some Thomas Kincaid releases at Diamond Art Club lately that I'm going, maybe that can fix me. I don't know. This was an impulse buy a few years ago. I never see myself working on it. Why can't I bring myself to get rid of it? Practicality. Can you imagine trying to figure out how to ship this? I need to wait until I get like a big Amazon box or something from Christmas orders to have a box I can, practically speaking, fit this into D-Stash, or I need to find someone local to give it away to or sell it to. But I just don't ever see myself working on it. But Craft Buddy UK does a good quality kit, so it's not shade against them. It's just I'm not going to work on this and I need to just get rid of it. So here we go. Number 9. If you stick around for number 10, I have a little bit of, there's some tea there. But, so stick with me if you're still here. Number 9, this is the other seriously, like, hear me out, okay? And this is kind of representative of a few. This is the Fairy by Diamond Art Club and Mandy Manzano. It's one of the princess panels, long retired, and I know very highly sought after. But how can I put this? So I, at one point a few years back, actually shortly after I started diamond painting, I was really, really into Mandy Manzano's artwork in particular. I still enjoy it a lot. I think it looks great in diamond painting form. And she has a lot of like Disney inspired fan art type pieces that Diamond Art Club used to carry, including a full series of these princess panels. And most of the like first kits that I completed from Diamond Art Club were Mandy Manzano pieces from this kind of genre and style of artwork. And even when I started diamond painting in early to mid 2020, a lot of those panels had been discontinued, one run only or very limited runs. And so I decided I wanted to try to track them down and was ultimately able to complete my collection of princess panels. And someday I see myself, like, I'd like to complete all of them, but I have a hard time getting the motivation to do it for a couple of reasons. So these panels are big. They're 42 by 125 centimeters, and a lot of them have square drills. And the ones with square drills, the quality can be a little iffy. I completed The Daughter of the Sea King a couple years back and did a review on that one and talked about the experience of working on it. And yeah, some of those square drills were just not super fun to work with. And honestly, some of the characters in this collection are not ones that I get really excited about. Like, I know lots of people love Tinkerbell. She's not one of my favorite Disney characters or Disney princesses. There's a couple others, like, I'm not really excited to do Snow White's panel or like the Giselle panel, even though I loved that movie. I just don't necessarily love the panel. But every time I go to D-Stash, it's unfathomable to me to think of actually getting rid of these paintings in reality, because these would be some of the most difficult paintings to replace down the road if I ever wanted to. And because I'm a collector in some ways. I've moved away from feeling like I need to collect all of like a certain artist's work, because I just have realized that's not practical. There's a couple of different collections that I have that are complete that I can't see myself breaking, except in like really dire circumstances. So, but otherwise that would be a kit that I would de-stash. And I don't know how I'm going to get into the headspace to actually work on those. But I originally thought, well, I'll try to do one a year. But here we are getting towards the end of 2025 and I haven't done one this year. I guess there's still time, but I'm like ready to get into the mood for holiday kits. So I don't know. But those, I guess, are a little bit of an honorary mention, I suppose, but there's part of me, it's like, it would be nice to lighten up my collection if I could bring myself to let go of those, but I just don't think I ever will. Okay, that was number 9, 10 out of 10. This is the one that is something. So I'm trying to think of how I want to talk about it. Number 10. This is a kit that I have really complicated emotions towards. It's called Snowman Latte. I'm going to put a picture on the screen. I did this one a few years back. It is by the company Leisure Arts. No problem with Leisure Arts. They're the same company. I think they're still around. I think you can just get them on Amazon. At the time, I think I got it at Hobby Lobby. But like Leisure Arts, Camelot Dots, and Diamond Dots, I think all share the same kind of parent company, have really similar like qualities and features between their kits. And I think you can still get this kit maybe from Amazon. I think it's a really freaking cute kit, honestly. And my problems with it and the reason I want to throw it away and never look at it again have nothing to do with the kit itself. It has to do with this separate experience that I had that I'm going to try to think of how to talk about. And this is, again, like, if don't like go for anyone. What happened was this artwork is licensed artwork from like a stock website, which is completely above board for shops to do. A lot of these in-store brands like Leisure Arts, Camelot Dots and stuff will use Shutterstock or other stock house like images, and that's above board. You can get like commercial, whatever license. They're good to go. But I thought that I had figured out who the actual original artist for this artwork was. Because this is something the artists will do that, again, is above board, is sometimes they will sell or license out their artwork to stock house, like Shutterstock or whoever, stock websites, for those stock websites to use. I don't know all the ins and outs of how this works. But what's important is that I thought I had found the original artist for this piece. And I thought, well, how cool would this be? I could credit the original artist and be like, look, you guys, you can go support this original artist. How fun is that? So I posted it on my social media. I tagged the original artist. No, the tag is not still there. And then there was this like kind of epic misunderstanding where it turned out that no, it wasn't that artist's artwork. The artist had just created a different piece that looked remarkably similar for reasons that you could speculate on, looked very similar to this stock artwork. But this artist like went really intensely like a different direction and thought that I was trying to imply that I was selling unlicensed versions of their artwork. And they have like a lot of followers. I don't follow them now. At the time they had like 70,000 followers or something. And they did this whole post where they tagged me and they were like basically calling me out for like saying like, don't buy from this shop. And I'm like, I'm trying to message this person and come and be like, I'm not a shop. Like, I'm just a crafter. And I just was like, I thought this was your artwork. I thought I was tagging you. And it's from this like Leisure Arts company. They do everything above board. And it took me, I was panicking. It was because I'm the person that's like, I'm a rule follower. Like I am all about supporting artists and wanting to be 1,000% above board in everything I do. And then this artist is like clearly completely misunderstood me And I feel like kind of assumed the worst in a way. I was like, I don't know why this artist thought that I was like a shop, or they jumped to thinking that I was trying to like steal their artwork, when it was like, no, this was a misunderstanding. And the artwork that you created just happened to be super similar to, like, remarkably similar to this already existing Shutterstock photo. And I have thoughts about that. I'm not going to speculate further than that. That's none of my business, but I was just so flustered and so upset. And ultimately that artist like finally sort of listened and like took that post down and stuff. But I was just, there were people like in their comments being like, oh my gosh, yeah, this is so terrible of this person. I'm like, but. So I feel like just a little like tiny bit like scarred for life whenever I think about that piece, because it was such a cute image and I thought I was doing the nice thing or doing the right thing. And it was very much a like no good deed goes unpunished kind of situation. I'm like, I am never tagging an artist again unless I am 1,000% sure that it is their artwork. So I want that canvas is so tempting to just put it straight in the trash, because every time I look at it, I'm like, nope, never want to think about that again. Because it was just really, really, really upsetting at the time. And there you go. So anyway, you guys, that was number 10. And that rounds out my list of kits that diamond paintings I just kind of want to get rid of. Some of them I outright just want to throw away. And some of them it's like, I just would like to get to a place where I'm able to let go of them in like a less dramatic fashion. They don't need to actually go in the trash, but like, I really am trying in general to be more selective about what diamond paintings I am adding to my collection. I'm trying to be really cutthroat about what am I moving out of my collection. I'm trying to declutter. I'm trying to pare it down as much as I can and truly just own and work on diamond paintings that bring me immense amounts of joy. There's so much out there that I really do love a lot. There's no reason that I need to settle for something that's not going to bring me a lot of joy, which is the case with a lot of these kits. Like, I just should let it go. And some of these including, even though I like the kind of collector, like keeping a piece of history part of it, it's like, well, it still just might be the better thing to let it go and let someone else work on it. So I would love to hear from you guys. I like so much about the idea of moving away from overconsumption and kind of embracing like less is more, and really focusing and honing in on, okay, but what do you really love? Like, what is something that ticks all the boxes for you and is going to bring you joy in so many ways? The process of working on it, the finished product, the process of getting the products, like having a good experience on like the customer service side of things, and the process of ordering the kit and all those sorts of things. So I'm really interested to hear from you on what are some insights you have on this kind of concept. Do you have kits in your diamond painting collection, whether they're ones you've worked on, they're like stuck as works in progress, or they're completed, or ones that are just yet to be started that you can't bring yourself to let go of, and why? Or why not? Are there times that you've been able to let go of some kits like this? And how did you get to that point where you were able to be like, okay, I'm good to just let this one pass on to the next person, to the next crafter, or trash it? Are you someone that's able to throw away a kit that's not bringing you joy to work on, or it's just such a poor quality kit you couldn't bring yourself to destash or to give it to someone else? Because sometimes I can see that side of things too. So I'm interested to hear your thoughts, and I enjoyed doing this kind of video with you guys today. Like I said, I'm trying to look at my stash with a really critical eye and just get it down to something that feels more manageable and things that I love. And I'm hoping in the coming months that you may see some more like stash related videos from me as I'm kind of processing and working through some of this with you. For context, I have been diamond painting for 5.5 years, and I've completed over 230 diamond paintings as of the time of this filming, which is November 2025. And I have a lot of diamond paintings in my collection. I've gotten rid of a lot, but I still have a lot that I actually still own. So not like stash exceeds life expectancy, but it's more than I would like to actually have. I want to declutter, get a little bit less. So yeah, you guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more diamond painting videos from me, stuff like this. And I also do reviews and unboxings from a variety of different diamond painting companies, with the goal of helping you decide if a particular kit or company is actually one that you want to try out, and not just blind buying and hoping for the best. So I have playlists for those. I also do weekly whip and chats if you want some company while you're crafting on Monday mornings. But either way, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful and or entertaining. Look forward to reading your comments and feedback below. I'm gonna let you go though. I hope you're doing very, very well and that you have a day and a week that's as amazing as you are. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.